It is Lord Haywire. I am making a 2D 4X game. That's what I should be saying every time I start. Not I'm streaming some game creation. That's what I should be saying. I am making a 2D 4X game that takes place in North America and is post-apocalyptic. That is all you need to know. We've got some stuff going on. I'm recording every time I work on this. I did load this up and change this to got rid of I had this commented out so that these bugs would go away. I decided I want to take care of this. I want this to stop. That's what I want. I want this to stop. So obviously what it's doing is it's like a loop. It seems to have an issue with faction leader, which surprises me because I haven't looked at that in forever. Wonder what we use this for. If this is a loop, so county population, has the person in there, and then we're putting the person in here too. So once again, I've been doing this symbol like they're crossing each other. So, but it's a loop. So that's what we're going to try to fix today. Is all of these things that this keeps happening. So I once again, I wonder what we're using this for. This is a public class that's serializable. Let's get this out of here and see what happens. If we're only using it in one place, maybe we can just get rid of it. Whoops. Okay, fine. That turned out quite easy. Let's save that and see what errors we get here, and then we'll go back to the. Okay, so we're only using this in. What is this? What are we doing here? This is world map load. What is this going down? This is generating the population. Oh, this is the thing we changed. We got rid of this because I don't think it's always gonna be. I mean, we got this bool that's already in here. There only can be one faction leader. So what is this? This is a for loop. I'm just jumping into this today. No, fuck the preambles and talking about what this game, like showing and running a test run. We're just jumping in here. Fuck it. We want this shit to get its act together. So we have this. Basically, what this does is at the beginning of the game, it generates the population for every county. These are, I guess I am going to do some, these are counties, even though they're bigger than counties. There are a few counties. I don't want each little county, there would be too many of them. And we're going to already have like 500 of them at this point. About 500, according to my shitty math. So what is this doing? This is saying... This is the county dictionary. So this one is saying if the faction doesn't have a faction leader, basically, then we need to assign a faction leader. So the county needs to know... The county needs to know who runs it, is what we're checking there. And that's true. The county does need to know who runs it. And so we put in the county population, which the county population is each county pop has its own list, and it's by county. There's a list of everyone who lives there. And so it's saying, and this is it's turning this in, but we could just do, instead of, no, the reason why we can't do that, oh, that's probably why we had and is one. No? So we need to, so let's think about this. To fix this, it's talking about in this. We have, let's get rid of this crap. Here's the faction. This is where this is going wrong. So in faction, we are assigning, we already looked at this. We're saying we get rid of that. We do need to know that. The faction does need to know who its leader is. And the leader can be in different counties because it can move. Um, so we need to assign, this does need to be here. So where is that finding? So then the county also has faction in it. So that's the issue here is the county also, we don't need these here anymore. So the county needs to know what faction it's in, but do we need to have the whole? I mean, we were putting the whole thing in there because it was. Yeah, I see the issue. Now, how do we fix it? If we take the faction leader out of this, how would we know? We can do it by like faction name, but what happens if it would have to check then when you to make sure all the factions have their own name, like a different name. So I'm thinking because one day we'll do multiplayer, 10 people multiplayer. So like if well they would have to so yeah they'd have to name their factions separately. The generated factions would have to have a unique name. We could do it by name. We could how else could we stick this in here? The faction is just a list. It's not a God, this song is terrible. I'll skip it. It's I like the Boomtown Rats, but they have some really terrible songs. Um, so the county population really does need to know that. So what was the other thing that was accessing it? Does the county need to know which faction? It needs to know that as well. So that is a loop. Is it a loop? The faction? No, this isn't a loop yet. Is that what it's complaining about? Let's put this, but we do, it does need to know, the faction needs to know this information because it's going to be, yeah, it just needs to know. Huh. I wonder if that's, I mean, I guess it's working. Hey, Julio, how's it going? I get more of these. Uh, County population. Oh, the county population has it, the faction in there too. I don't think we, okay, this I don't think we need this because we already know what county it's in. So we don't know what, or we already know what county it's in. So this is, we've been really lucky with this, where these things are. Man, we have been getting really lucky. So yeah, if we know what county we're in, we already know that what faction that is. So that might have solved some of these. What is this thing? The hero info panel shows which faction he's in. The hero owner text. Oh, that is, he could be, okay, so he could be outside of his own county. Because he can move, so the heroes can move out, they can move into enemy territory and talk to them or whatever. So that is, so that kind of needs to know that. We could just do a string, though. That's not that one. It's this one. Let's just change this to a string. Will the county population be going somewhere outside? I guess they could be. They could be in an army or whatever. So yeah, we'll just have this be a string, and that will solve part of this. Um, and we'll go back to, what the fuck is this? Oh yeah, we want this to be county faction name. There we go. That will just put it in there. That will solve part of that issue. Part of this. Okay, now we're down to 14. We're going to be doing this forever. Okay. That's fine. I knew when I could just take, once again, comment this thing out, and we could just be oblivious to this whole problem. But I think that it's telling me, like I was saying yesterday, I think it's telling me that I got a serious issue here, and I should fix this instead of just ignoring it. And I only noticed it because I put that serialized thing in the public class. So this says it's okay. This is the one I was thinking about, this issue last night, and there's actually, so we need UI hero list. That is part of it. That's an ongoing other issue that we just kind of discovered yesterday. Uh, so the cure for this is to put. Let me drink some coffee here. The cure for this is, I think we're going to attach its game object on here instead of. So this is this thing over here. Well, we can actually hit play, and I'm so used to so many bugs being over here that we can't hit play. Um, well, okay. What's your problem? Oh, that fucked everything up. Getting rid of that one thing. Um, or is one of these open? No. What is this exact error? Currently selected county should be null at that point. Is that what its problem is? Why haven't we been having this issue before? Yeah, it's null at this point. Oh, I haven't selected anything. Currently selected county.name. Yeah, this part is null. Do we have a list of counties For um that it for the faction, how many the counties that faction owns? I don't think we do. I thought we already got rid of that. This is a list of all of the counties in the game. And then on that, so on there, it tells what faction it is. Well, it did a second ago. It still does. I mean, the easiest solution for this is to say, wonder why this has never happened before. Currently selected county is not equal to null. Then do this thing here. But it's I feel like I'm fixing something, but it's not. That's so similar to that other error we were getting when I accidentally had that thing open. Let's see. Currently selected county is null. That's on enable. Um, this thing shouldn't even be turning on. Hero scroll view refresher shouldn't be turning on. That's this thing. Then we should only be turning that on. We got something else going on here. Well, now we have more issues. The fuck is going on here? Um. Oh, did we moved this up? That's what we did right before. Here it is. No. Is it this thing? UI scroll view refresher. Where's that fucking thing? Once again, like I can never find this shit. Where did I put it? I thought I moved it up to here. Here, I did. I know what the problem is. It's because I moved that thing and then we never tested it. This thing is on enable. It's on enable of. It's supposed to be on enable of this thing down here. But I moved it up here because I can't remember why. That's the fucking problem, though. This thing is getting enabled when you start the game. That's not what we want to check. Can we check on enable of another game object? I've never tried to do that. Come over here, motherfucker. Um, oh my god. So my friend said he was going to send me money via PayPal. at like 10 o'clock this morning. It's 11:52, and I tried to log into PayPal, and it wanted a two-factor authentication. And I just now got a blast of all of the PayPal. So I tried it. It looks like I tried it 6 different times, and I just now got all my PayPal things. What a fucking bunch of bullshit. Unity, what the fuck am I looking for? Open or on enable for a different game object. I feel like you should be able to stick something in here, you know? That's not what I want. Yeah, here we go. What do you got? What do you got? All right, that seems like a possibility. We can move that thing back. Remember, I think when I moved that, I said this is probably going to cause all sorts of issues. Um, so before, when you clicked on this, that thing was. Why did I move this up here? What was the reasoning behind that? I can't remember. I think it was attached to this thing before. What else is on here? Okay, this just has the refresh panel thing. Um, Destroying the panel. I don't want to put it in like, I'd have to put it in like update or some shit. I guess I could move it back down there, but why did I move it in the first place? I can't remember. I mean, we can just put it back, but I can't remember why I moved it. And then I had a button. I had a button doing something with it. There was some button. It was the spawn hero button was dealing with. No? Yeah, because this isn't going to open until after you've clicked something. Maybe it was on here though. I can't remember. Oh, it was on county info. It's coming back to me now. This was on county info panel, and I was like, this can't be on county info panel because sometimes hero info panel and army info panel. Uh, well, it's still busted. I think we got to move. It can't be on there because what happens if this thing is turned off? If this thing's turned off, then the hero list gets turned off and doesn't get refreshed right, which is an issue. All right, so let's put this back up here and we'll solve this issue now that I remembered. Okay, so what we need to do is when this thing turns on, when this get the fuck out of here. When this thing gets turned on, we can't have it on enable then. We need to have we have a hero scroll view here. Did we not fill that out? Is it empty? No, it's right here. And that's this one. I don't want it in update though, or fixed update or whatever. I want it. I was thinking we could put a script on here to run it up there, but then we're in the same fucking issue. What happens if we put it on here, and so that will, when we'll have like the county info panel turn this thing on, and then once that's turned on, and this enable thing, all right, so that will solve that issue. We just can't have it on county info or whatever. We're finding all sorts of very fucked up button or issues. Okay, so then we're gonna solve whatever this fucking problem is. World map load. This isn't saved for some reason. Oh, I probably just deleted some shit. All right, so when currently selected county is when it gets, when you click on a thing, it's refreshing the panel. But you know what? We don't need it to do that anymore because county info game object, we don't need it to do this anymore because we have it doing it on any. It's probably was happening multiple times and I didn't know any. I didn't notice. So we don't need that shit anymore. But what we do need. Okay, so what we do need here is this can go away. This we can change to, if it is null, then we put this thing in here. And look at all these, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah, go away. Um, okay, so if the currently selected county is null, it's going to make this thing false, which is what we want. That's, get the fuck out of here. That is what we want. Why didn't I run a test when I moved that thing? Okay. What the fuck were we testing originally? I'm completely lost at this point. Um, oh, this thing didn't open though. It should have opened. Oh, it's blank. That's a different. Oh, this is the refresh thing. Well, that's a different issue. Let's go one by one. Well, all right. What do we got to do here? Because we're gonna have a massive amount of bugs because of all those changes we did yesterday. So let's not go bug hunting just yet. Let's try to fix these other. I want this thing to, the serialized field thing, to come back, so we can look at what the issues were. Serializable. Where's my county population? Let's drag it over here. Um, Serializable. All right, those are all. How did we get those warnings to come up? I didn't solve them, I don't think. I was clicking on some script. I think it just happened right away when I loaded. Let's save this and reload this and see what happens. You know, restart it here. Some of this kind of grinds my computer occasionally. Now we wait. So much waiting. I was just thinking, we got this new person at my work, and so I set up a new computer with every new employee, and I always warn them at the beginning that it takes like an hour, and most of the time we're just sitting around waiting. It's like part of IT is just to be sitting around waiting, and I tell them that. I got this new guy, and he was getting so impatient. He's like, "Is there anything we can do to speed this up?" I was like, "No, man, you just gotta wait. Just gotta relax." Okay, well, these went away. Did we solve it? I guess we wait until it comes back then. So we are gonna fix all these bugs now. So let's hit play. Let's click around a little bit and see what we can do to fix these things, and then we will go from there. Muster Army shouldn't work right now, but this should have popped up a thing right here. It should have turned this on because there is a hero. So let's see what the problem is. The fuck is this? Did we move it back down here? Yeah, we did move it back down here. So this thing needs to be turned on when. So you select a county. Where's our select county thing? You select a county. It closes the description panels. The panel changes. I'm not really a fan of this. So on this, if we could actually just, well, we'll leave that there. The fuck is this? We got rid of this. We don't need this anymore. We got rid of this the other day. We tore out all that shit, and it's much more simplified. Um, okay, so left click. It's this panel changes is what we need. So in the panel changes, what we're gonna do is we are going to. Um, do we have a thing in here? Do we have a variable? So when we select a county, what are we doing? How is this working down here? Oh, we have them in world load. I should probably, so I created this new script called globals, which is kind of a dumb name, but it's kind of growing on me, the dumb name. And I put it in here, and these are like global things. And maybe we should move these. What do we have? Token speed. I guess we'll leave it in world map. There's just world map load is overwhelmed with shit. Is basically what I'm. So what we're gonna do here. How are we opening it before? It was somehow detecting. How were we doing it before? It doesn't matter. It was probably done shittily, anyways. Shittily. Um, so when this thing gets turned on, we need to. So when we click on this, we need to turn this thing on, and it looks like we were storing everything in uh, world map load. It's such a weird way, like we're referencing something else to turn this on. Look at all these bools. Uh, so it would be here. This is going to be a public game object, and this thing is going to be called the hero scroll view, I suppose. And then Look and see, like, there is a lot of stuff going on here. And here it is. We really should just rename this. Oh, we have both in here. Trying to think if there's a better way to do this. You select it, and then it's going to check, do you have anything in the heroes? And then it opens it. We no longer have like a hero list. Uh, whoops. I don't know if I like this idea. I'm reluctantly typing here. Let's put this up at the top. And we'll put a gap in there. But this actually isn't gonna wait. This is gonna be so we're gonna have to do a for loop. You're gonna have to go through and say, are there any heroes in here? Which doesn't sound that big of a deal when there's only 10 people in there. But what happens if there's a fucking 100 of them? 100 people. We got rid of the list of heroes, but we could do. We could do a list of heroes that is just their population thing. It's like how much data management. You know, I hung out with this girl recently, not in like a romantic way, and that's what she did for a living was like data management of like major huge corporations. And I always like want to ask her questions. So how do I deal with these lists? I have like 6 lists and I can't understand them. That's me. That's me making fun of me. Uh, Look at this. We have an event in here. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. Since we're rewriting so many things, look at all these references to this. Uh, since we're rewriting so many things, what is the best way to do this? Let's pretend like we haven't written this already. So you click on a county, it's going to pop up the county info panel always. But you could also click on a hero, and a hero would bring in, or an army. The hero info panel would come up, and underneath the hero info panel, we want the list of heroes. And underneath the army info panel, we want the list of armies. Or underneath these, we want that. So what in a perfect world, how do these things look? Is this just sitting? Oh, like this one. Wow, we have that turned off. Yeah, so it sits down here. Let's pretend that part works. I'm still thinking. So I was thinking. This is what I'm thinking about. We could actually put this in a vertical group just like this, but we could put these things in here too. And then if you don't have anything open, it would still show a list of the armies and the heroes, depending if you have any or not. The thing that I'm thinking about, though, is how annoying is that going to be? Like, does the player want a list of the heroes in the upper left-hand corner at the beginning? And so we could put an X, button so they can close it. That's not a big deal. So they can close it out if they wanted. But then should the list of heroes be a list of all of the heroes? I'm trying to think from the player's point of view, not from the developer's point of view. Let's just stare at this lovingly. Lovingly? I don't know if lovingly is the right term. Stare at this desperately? Neither one of those words is right. Pathetically. I don't fucking know. Uh, subjectively? No. I can't think of the word. Alright, so I'm playing the video game. The game starts. I have one hero that's in Portland, which is right there. If the game starts, I just want to see a map. I'm positive that's what I would want. I don't want to see a bunch of cluster fucking shit everywhere. Okay, so let's go back to this. I don't want to see this shit at the beginning. So let's turn this off. Well, this is going to bug out if we need that. Let's hit play. Let's maximize. So this is what I want to see at the beginning of the game. I want the game to be paused when it starts too. That's an interesting thing that okay, let's add that to our list of never-ending items that we're never going to get to. No, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. It's just like 5 years from now. We're going to here convert this to an issue. That shouldn't be that hard. We'll put in world map load with everything else. Okay, so this is how the game starts. We know, and during character creation, we would have picked Portland, so we know Portland is ours. Then we click on here because we want to see. We know that we got to put the owner up there because it could be confusing. See this thing, it popped up there. So when the first time, I see we're getting a bug down there. Let's not worry about that. The first time you click on this, so it is in select county. We need it to check if there's any heroes. So it is. The problem, so once again, I know it's not that big of a deal. We could easily just put a for loop in the select county script, and it just goes through them all, and it says, hey, is there any heroes? Fuck yeah, I'd do it. We kind of, that's the wrong, here we go. We can just have it go through and say, hey, look, is there a fucking hero there? Any in this heroes in this list? Sure, open that thing up, have it go. But if you had 100 people or 1,000 people in that county, I feel like that's a really desperate. It's not the right word. I mean, that's probably the way we should do it right now. But then once again, if like, why I need to think ahead a little better, especially with this thing. So what is a better way to do this? Is we have a list of the heroes, and we just put their county pop in there. And we'll do that in world map load. We'll just do a list of heroes. But then, yeah, then it would just have to go through the list of heroes, not the list of. And do we want, though, the hero list to have the full location? That should probably be somewhere else, but I think we need a hero list. I think regardless of whatever we do, we need a hero list. So let's do that. Not a dictionary. We just want a list. Here, we got a list of factions. It should probably be underneath this. Get a fucker. Public list. This is going to be county population. and we're going to say heroes. And then when we generate the population, wherever the fuck that is, create population, we go through all these steps. Remember I did this thing where I put it at the bottom? I don't know why I did it this way yesterday. Here's a bug in here. So this is a problem. If this also needs to be county, what are we doing here? County pop. Um, if he's also, so your faction leader is also a hero, and we didn't take that into account earlier. I wonder if that's why that thing wasn't working how it was working, because there was no fucking heroes there anyways. Um, I'm gonna change this back to I, because I mean, it's gotta be, I don't know. See, now this thing is popping open because there is a hero in there. Um, Oscar, thank you for the follow. Oh, my little thing didn't pop up. I was wondering. It made the noise. Weird. How is your day going? Um, what is this thing's problem? Let's think. I'm thinking about this hero list. We need. Yeah, I think we're gonna need to have a hero list. So it's to be the county population, and well, so let's go back to this. After we After we generate the population for each county, we need to add any heroes to the county, or to this hero list that I just created. Create counties dictionaries, create the population, generate the population. These are very similar. What are we doing? Why are these so similarly named? All right, this is the thing I fucked with yesterday. I think at the end of this, we need to put in here another for loop that will go through. I mean, right now it's just the one. I guess we know that there's only going to be the one hero, so we could just add this to the list. What did we call it? Heroes. Add. I mean, that's what we want. Do we need anything else on this list? Guess not. And then when we go back to this thing, what was this bug? So this one, what is this doing? We're refreshing the panel. and it's getting the location name of the county population dictionary. If the location name, the fuck is this doing? This has been one of the, this refresh panel we've worked on like 30,000 times as well. Okay, so this is the name. It's getting the name of the county that's what we're doing. It's getting this because this is a dictionary list. It's getting this name and it's saying if this I just added this in and I think this is fucking us up here. It shouldn't be though. There's probably like a not equal or equal that's wrong there. On enable. What are we doing on enable? What? It's thinking that this isn't. Let's look. That's part of the reason why we did all that exceeds 10 bullshit. Uh, that's one of the reasons why we were doing all of that. All right, so this thing pops up and it thinks, what's the problem? We might have just left a thing out here. You know, when I changed the name of this yesterday, remember I said I should probably name this the correct thing that's supposed to go in there. I should make them the same name because that's normally what I do. And I was like, oh, fuck it. We don't need to do that. And now they're different and it's throwing me off. So let's go back up to here. Hero scroll view. Where are we checking that thing? If the child count, yeah, so this is wrong. So this actually should be, that's funny. I named it to the right thing, but then I put in the wrong thing and even talked about how that was, fuck is going on? I think that's the wrong thing too, actually. Now that I think about it, it should be this viewport. Oh no, it should be this thing. Parent hero list is what it should be. Yeah, this is always going to be 0, or this is always going to have kids. So let's rename this parent hero list. What a stupid name for a thing, but that's what we're going to call this. Whoops, go back. What am I doing? Parent hero list. Save that. Go back over here. And this should be this thing. Then what does this say? Oh, wait, I have another thing. Oh, wait, no, this is scroll view. Jesus Christ, I have it right here. One day I'm gonna get this all organized. Um, You know what I'm thinking about? So a long, long time ago, this thing was always active and it annoyed me. So I made it, but this was turned off below it, and that's how we were controlling shit. And I didn't like that this was always active. So now I'm thinking, hmm. So it looks to me like hero list group is this thing. And if that has no kids, then it's I'm gonna move this up on here. If that has no kids, then it closes the hero scroll view, which is what we want. But we're gonna also have to. I want to have the heroes and army. Well, fuck it. We'll deal with that when it happens. So what's your fucking problem here? All right. So this. Oh, that's what I was gonna check to make sure that currently selected whatever is there. So that is there. The fuck is this one? Yeah. So that's there. What's the other thing? The county population dictionary dot location dot name. Just making sure these have names. Um, what is this doing? It's going through all of the population. Okay, so we actually don't need this is what we were just solving, honestly. Uh, we don't need this dictionary to check. What we need to do is actually change this. Here's the issue. This is gonna whoops, not a hero. This is gonna be a but this is going to be no. 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 We're gonna get rid of this whole thing. This whole thing is garbage. This is fine. This is gonna be something else. World. We just created this list for this exact reason. So it's going to go through this heroes list and it's going to do this. This might get us that issue that we had. Um, oh, we should. I'm typing in here because I've been changing. We can just var this thing. And we'll just change this to heroes here. Okay. So that was because we fucked with that other stuff. Um, it's weird. Well, let's see if it does it. Okay, I was going to say I'm not getting a ton of errors when I'm changing code in the middle. It's weird. Normally, I'm only getting four. It's normally when I change code while it's playing, a fucking million errors appear. Let me say play one more time. Then I'm going to take a quick break. I am going to Um, okay. Currently selected. Wonder why it doesn't like that. It's probably, I'm going to guess here, it's happening too fast. That happens a lot, actually, where it can't grab stuff on enable. Except we know currently selected county is working up here, because otherwise it wouldn't. All right, let me take a quick break, and then I'll come back. Let me move this shit around here, uh, and we'll fix whatever. We'll do whatever the fuck we're doing. All right, be right back. All right, I'm back, and I'm thinking here. This says this is airing out. Normally, when I see these, it's because I forgot to put something, like drag something over. That's almost always the case. Uh, I'm looking for things that should be dragged over. These ones get filled in when you click on stuff. Oh, I know what it is. It's this, We're not assigning a location, I don't think. When we're generating the population, let's see. We can tell. Oh. What's your fucking problem? Oh, this is some Unity issue. Unity self. Alright, occasionally I get these weird bugs. Yeah, save that. I'm on the cutting edge of Unity. 2023 5 F1 or something like that. So you get weird bugs. You just gotta deal with them. It looks like another instance. Yeah, I double clicked it. Jesus Christ. The Unity hub restarted itself? Okay. Okay. Just chill out. Chill out. Chill out, Unity. Alright, let's hit play and see if we get that error again. If we do, then we'll Google it. No, we didn't. This is the one. It is. I'm almost positive. Currently selected county. I wonder why this has. What is going on here? Why would this have a subcategory of county population and right clicked? What is that? Let's look at that real quick. Right clicked county. Why would this be a. Is it just because there's that arrow there? I know what that is. We moved around so much shit that I have to relearn all of the stuff that I used to have somewhat memorized, somewhat in my memory here. The part of the yeah. So currently selected county population is what that thing is. All right, back to here. I'm pretty sure that the location is what's missing, and there's actually an easy way to do this. Debug log. And then we'll just put some words in here. I'm over. I called the person in chat Julio, and his name's probably Julio, and I've just been thinking about it ever since then. I can see his name over on the right, and it makes me sad when I do such things. Yeah, that's the issue. Okay, so this is an easy fix. Is we need to put. Wait, well, that means we're gonna have to put everyone's location in there. I don't want to do that. We were leaving this blank on purpose. So what is this checking? So we're going to check the hero list, and we're going to make sure that this hero is in the currently selected county. When we add someone to the hero list, we could set their location, but we were using the location just originally we were using the location just when we were spawning the token. So when we actually spawn the hero, because if they're on the hero list, it doesn't necessarily mean they're moving around the map. They might be working as a normal person. So that's the problem. Almost correct. Sorry, I don't know why I think about stuff like that all the time. It's just in my brain. You know, I have these nightmares now. I'm 49 of like things I did when I was like 22 or something, where I like don't remember it when I don't think about it when I'm awake, but when I'm sleeping, like this 22-year-old incident where I like bumped into someone and didn't say sorry, like something dumb like that. It'll be this nightmare where I'm just doing it to all these people and I can't stop doing it. And then I'll wake up and be like, oh my God, now I remember that incident. And it's like, why is it punishing me now? What the fuck? Uh, Anyways, that's why I used to drink a lot. No nightmares then. Um, okay. So do we want to assign that? I guess we'll just assign this location. I don't really want to. What's the other way we could do this? The other way we could do this, so you're clicking on, so this whole point was to make it so when you click on other counties, you can't see this stuff. You can't see their heroes because you don't own it. So that was the whole point of this. I mean, it looked different. So let's do this first. We can deal with this later. Let's do this first. Let's make this work on any county we click on, and then we can deal with. I think we are going to need this hero location, though. Oh, look at all these people. Those aren't heroes. That's everybody who lives here. No, it's not. That's everybody in every county. Oh, I can't look at those. We can look at this one. Jones Scott. Yeah, that's everybody in every every hero in every county. So that kind of works. It's not what we want. And that means our original thing. Okay, so our original creation of the list is wrong. That's the problem. Um, we put it down here. We need a hero dictionary list by faction. Or we could do a hero list by county. Let's do that instead. I had all these issues and I haven't done a dictionary list in a long time. But that will solve. Let's just make a fucking million lists. Let's just okay. Let's make this a dictionary list. Um, and we'll call this county heroes. And then down here, yeah, we'll deal with that later. Yeah, we can't add this. So this is going to have to be. So how are we generating this population? Why did I do it this way? Why did I change all of this yesterday? I don't know what my. All right, so we have the county name. I don't think that's going to work. That's not going to work. Uh, Now we know this is going to be 0. This isn't gonna work either, but that's okay. I just want to hit play and get the fuck out of here. Let me comment out this whole thing currently. I just want to hit play. I used to have like these zombie apocalypse dreams, and they were pretty awesome. And I thought I was having one the other night, and I was like, I know I'm dreaming in the dream, and I was like so stoked. Yeah, okay, so I got to do this thing here. Um, and then it like turned into exactly the same thing I was talking about, where it was like I was getting punished. Like I was like, oh, zombie apocalypse dream, sweet. Like I was like arming up. Like in video games where you like grab all the loot off the dead guys. I was doing that like in my dream. I was getting guns and stuff, and then it was like it wasn't bumping into somebody, but I somehow like accidentally insulted someone, and then it was the same thing. And I was like, God damn it! Now I'm in one of these shitty dreams. Uh, Okay, so this is creating the county dictionary. Okay, so this is how I got to do this. We're going to have to create, and I can't make them empty if I remember correctly. Okay, so this is what we got to do. This isn't that big of a deal, honestly. I think I say that we can't add it. We got to do this. What the fuck did this look like? This is when I originally figured out how to do this. It was a nightmare. Like I had to do 50 attempts. I just want to have this as a reference to look at. Okay, so we have the name equals new. County population. Why doesn't it like this? Oh, because it needs. Oh, well, that's it right there. Oh, I can't just shove this shit in there. Can I put this as a nothing? Can I just do new? I can just do new. Then can I, if I can just do new, no, it won't let me do that now. Because it's not a list. Oh, because this needs a thing. This needs a thing. I feel like this is where I'm dooming myself for bugs later. So I was at the supermarket like 5 years ago, back to the same topic, and this woman was in my fucking way. She was in my way for a really long time, and there was this huge gap, and I was like, fuck this, why am I waiting for this lady? So I squeezed by like this, and she looked at me and she was like, excuse you. I think about that bitch all the time. Okay, what are we doing here? Oh, I can do it like that? Okay. The thing that blows my mind is that lady was like 20, 25 or something. And I figure you would be less shitty. you haven't aged into your shittiness yet. All right, what the fuck did I just do? Oh yeah, so callus doesn't. We don't know. Yeah. Now let's see if this is gonna work. We have some sort of bug here. Okay, so it's this thing isn't working. What happens if we go back? We put this thing back the way it was, even though Unity didn't like that. Yeah, this is going to take me 50 tries as well. Let's comment this out so I have this reference still here. I thought I did it another way too, and I was like, why on this one did I do it this way? So what did I do here? So this is putting in the name, but then I just have the new county thing being, oh, you know what? This isn't a dictionary list. That's a dictionary. Yeah, this is a dictionary, whatchamacallit. That's just a public class. This is a dictionary list. Where did we set this thing up? This is create. It's this one. Okay, and this is where we're passing in. So it's this thing where down at the bottom, we're just adding it to a list. Where the fuck are we? Where do we, how does this look? I just want to look at this thing again, too. New. See, this one isn't saying we should make this smaller. Okay, so new list of county population. This one, it's still, what am I doing differently? Heroes, county name. Like, see how this one isn't giving the changes around? Well, we don't have this thing below it, I guess. Yeah, now it goes away. Then what did we do up here? Look at this fucking garbage. Create population. All right, well, that's why this says create population, then generate population. I now understand. All right, so we have this new list is created. And then it says, hey, if this is the capital, it goes and it generates the population. And it goes and does all these things where I move this to the bottom for some reason, which is where we're at. And we're just adding in a new county. Okay, wait. Okay, here. So, and what is this county population variable equal? See, this is why I used to not do this. I used to not. Yeah, okay. That's the same as this, but we're not putting this here. We're doing add. But it wouldn't let me add this. Oh, maybe it's going to let me add this. Okay. What's your problem now? Let's run this first and then see what happens, and then we'll simplify it. Whoops, we still have this running in the background. I did not know I was going to be messing with lists today. I should have guessed. I'm always messing with lists, but if we can make these lists more stable. What did my debug log say? Oh, I didn't put any spaces in here. So that is the county name plus the hero county name 1, which should be, I think that worked. Douglas County population. Douglas County population. What we could do here is put in their first name. We also could change. So I do this two different ways. I only do it this way if I have a bunch of. Well, it's not a dollar sign. Is it a dollar sign? I only do it this way if I suddenly can't remember. Of course. Trying to think where I have another one of these. Dollar sign. Okay. I only use the dollar sign part if I have like a bunch of stuff with formatting and things, because I find it's easier to do it with the formatting. I'm missing something. Where the fuck was that? Right here? No, it's the other quote. Come over here. Come to me. Actually, I just need this. These are all different variables, so they should be in their own little squigs thing. Oh, it's because I got an extra squigs thing there. That was the issue. Extra squigs. All right. So let's see if this first name thing. I just want to make sure we're getting the right information. It's always a bummer when you fuck around with all these lists and then it turns out you've been adding and subtracting and moving around the wrong information. And you're like, why isn't this working? And it's because you didn't do the thing right at the beginning right. Cowlitz is George. I can't see that. Portland should be Stephanie. Well, this is busted now. Well, we don't know who that is, but that sounds about right. All right, let's simplify this thing. This thing can go away. Oh, we left this in here. I think we blew that list away after that. I think that's what happened. We accidentally destroyed the list with that other thing that was just just the thing I was looking at. Yeah. Yeah, so Walter, yeah, is Portland's. He's a young dude, but he is the leader of Portland. Okay, so we did that shit. We can get this debug log out of here. So that seems to be the county heroes now is a heroes list. Then if we go back to this thing where I commented this out so that we wouldn't have this issue, this is going to equal this is going to equal currently selected county.name. So we're going to, oh, I named this something else. Get the fuck out of here. County heroes is what we called that. And we'll call this the same thing. And like I know I mentioned this every stream at the beginning when I could have renamed those. At the beginning, naming everything the same really bothered me at the beginning of my journey in Unity, but it has changed. Now I understand. You want everything to be named the same, even though it's confusing as fuck. Okay, so all right, there's Diane Sanchez. Let's make sure that that's who lives here. All right, Diane Sanchez is the winner. There should be nobody here. See, this is the problem though. Or it's not a problem, or, well, unless we got there should be nobody here though. So we need to turn this off. It's not a problem. It's just next on our list here. Uh oh, let's check the other thing too. What happens if we click on a county we don't own? I bet you it's gonna oh, it's blank. Oh well, I somehow I busted it since I know why. Um, it's because I clicked on one that we didn't own first, so that's an issue. Yeah, so like if we go here, yeah, see, it's not refreshing it, and that's why we have this whole refresh bullshit happening. So, or why we've written this refresh thing. So let's fix that refresh issue, and then we've done this so many times. Refresh panel. This is the thing I just added, but I don't think this matters anymore because it can't be null right now, but I guess we'll leave that there. All right, so back to select county. We need this to refresh every time you click on a thing, which I may have gotten rid of. So it's this. Man, we had this. Well, we had this whole thing already written, and I got rid of it because I don't like it. So let's go back to this refresher thing. On enable, okay, so this is the issue though. When we click it, oh, and this is what we had, and I took it. I took it away because I don't like that either. All right, so this is only it's getting enabled, and we're not disabling it. So basically, when we select a county, we need to like turn it on and off, or something. And I don't like that so much. I mean, we can do it, but it's fucking dumb. So like basically, if we did this, and this is how it was before, and I got rid of it because I was hoping to solve that issue. If we make it false and then every time you click on something, it will solve that issue. And I keep taking it away, and then I keep coming back to it because that's like the easiest way to do something. Um, yeah. See, now it worked. Larry, we got a problem. We got a problem. Larry shouldn't be there. Um, um, We need to generate this hero. So this generates the population. Whoops. This. We only want it in a capital. We only want this shit to happen in a capital. Um, this would all be 0. We don't want Larry to be around, like to be generated here. What was county population again? I think this is the same. I think this is because we passed it through. No, I guess we didn't pass it through, but we're only dealing with one population at a time. While here we are. All right, let's try this again. Once we're done with all this crap, things will be better, I hope. Oh, that's a different issue that I never. That's like an issue from 6 months ago. Um, wow, you can't even see that toggle. Is that toggle MIA? No, it's there. It's not checked though. It's just disabled. Does it look that shitty when it's this big? Oh man, it's because the ocean is like the same color. All right. So this is what happened there is that it's hmm. So basically I have this set up to just these two counties are factions. These are not going to be factions. These are like independents, but they are going to be factions. But they're going to be independents where they're generated differently, and that's what we were doing in this. That's why there's this if else is capital equals true. But in reality, so they wouldn't have a leader in this particular case. They wouldn't get a hero leader, but they need one. Um, but this one shouldn't get one because it's not a capital. We could change these all to be capitals, but then they're gonna get um, their population from this number, and before it was doing a random between 3 and 8. Yeah, see, like here it is. If capital is capital equals true. So what we could do instead, this actually isn't that big of a deal. Um, is capital is independent capital uh, I guess we would need this later too. That is going to matter later. You're not going to generate that for me? Then here, these. Yeah, so that's capital. This is going to be false. We need a false here. And then we need a comma too. A comma is required. Then this is going to be false. And then this is going to be true. Nope. This is going to be false. This is that third. Yeah, we're just setting this as a faction so we can test. It's not going to be like that when we play. We need to test stuff, so it's a test thing. These are going to be true. This is all manually put in here. We'll probably do like a whatchamacallit, scriptable object, I suppose, and have it pull all this information from a scriptable object. But then we need to go back to here. We need to go back to this create population. So we need to have 3 of these. And then equal to true. And then else, this guy, we could have done like a switch or something too, I suppose. This one, I wonder if we were getting the wrong shit here this whole time and I just never noticed. That's quite possible. I feel like those 2 ifs. Okay, so we got 6 and there's 7. There's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's 7. Just double checking. So there should be nobody there, and we got a bug. Okay, well this is fine. Tillamook isn't, so we need to generate this list. It just needs to be empty. This needs to be down here, just on its own. It just needs to be an empty list. Wait. Okay. And oh, we don't have a debug log there, but we're not getting it. Okay. Well, now we have some other issue. Oh, it's happening again. I think I know the issue. I think we're blowing away by creating this thing. I think we're killing. Well, no, it should be. No, the ones I was clicking on. The ones I was clicking. Yeah, it is. So it's that we need like an isif. Yeah. So these ones, and then we're accidentally blowing away these 2. We need an else if. An else if. If else. So if this is true, I've written like one. Else if. That doesn't. If else. Else if. Look, I better do this. Else if. C sharp. If this code blocks to be executed when if condition value is set to true, else if condition do when. Okay, so it is. Oh, it just needs a space. Else if. So then this should run. Else if condition code block when that's false. Look at they type. Come on, Flash. It's weird how that is like pretty common in these sites that I find. I don't know why. Like whoever's like no one thought like no one's noticed that. No one's complained. Is this just one guy? Like if it's just one guy, I can understand it. But this seems like this is probably like more than one guy, and no one's thought to like correct these dudes and say like just fix this typo. It's just a typo, you know. He's typing fast. All right, so code block to be executed when the top two are false. That is what we want. So when the top two are false, we need to put an else if in here, I guess. Except we have to have. Can we just have else at the end? Or is that gonna. Well, I guess we could just try it. Man, this computer really needs a reformat. I'm having all sorts of issues that are coming up. Do I have to have this one, or can I just have like a? Well, let's see. Let's just fucking try it. Hit play. So it did Cowlitz first. Umatilla is this one. And it doesn't think anyone's there. It doesn't think anyone's there. Okay, so we need an else if. That's actually not the end of the world. I guess we could have done else if. We could have just done more ifs. And actually, I want this to be at the other. Is capital equal to false, and then do that. If these are both false, just do this thing and create a new list. If this one is true, do this. Are these the same? No, these are different because they're generating the random things. I guess we could do the random population ahead of time and then we could have broken this into smaller groups of method. Like we could do an if statement where it generates all their population. No. Well, then we can go back, whatever. Umatilla is this one, I'm pretty sure, and it shouldn't have. Oh no, that's Tillamook. That's Tillamook. Okay. Well, now we still have this problem where nothing is opening. It says it's opened. What's your problem? Open up. Okay, and I see the other solution for this other thing. It's coming to me. It's there, but why is this not? Did I turn this off? When we turn this on? No? This it sounds like they sound like cowboy names. Wasco Wayne, Harney Phillip. I live in Oregon. Okay, so once again, if I select this first, it starts working, but then, like that should turn off because it's empty. My music stopped. Um, let's test that one more time to see why that isn't working. So I click on this and it's off as it should be, but then when I click on this, it doesn't open it up again. Does it give me a bug? No. Why would that not? So it's turning, this gets turned on, but why is, oh, well, no, it shouldn't matter. Let's make sure there's something else that's not, whoops, that's not turning this off and on. Let's leave this open. So in reality, yeah, it's checked. So it's on right now. This is off. So let's say we click this thing. Yeah, this is turned off. Which it should be. So where do we check that? If that is in the refresher, refresh the panel. If the county name equals, this is actually not gonna, that's not gonna work the way we want it to. Um, we're gonna do that ahead of time. We're gonna do that in a different spot. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let me think about this. There's a better way to do this than having that double up on the other side. So we have the destroy panel at the top, which is what we want. I don't like this up there. I know I keep moving these back and forth, but I can't make a decision. Destroy the panel. Then so this is what I was thinking, like then turn it back on. But do we want, there's got to be like, I'm trying to condense and kind of unspaghettiify this code because it's incredibly shitty. And I mean, it was working well, not perfectly. It was working like kind of like a house of cards. It was kind of like flopping around. Okay, so let's think about this. You turn on this thing and it runs. And it runs. So in select county, we actually need this, and we already have this in here. This shouldn't be here anymore. This should be down here. This would solve that one issue. It's only going to work if it's your county. It's only going to set that shit true if it's your county. We could actually get this thing out of here and we could set this to false. It's always so when you click on any panel, it will automatically set the hero scroll view to false, but if it's your panel, it will then turn it back on. So that seems like that's a better solution for that. And then when this thing goes, though, I don't know why this would. Let's get rid of this thing, even though I just put this in here earlier today. I kind of want it to bug out if we have a problem. We can put it back later. We don't need this here anymore. Oh, I see what. I see what. Would it slow down? I think we should just do this. On enable, the only time it's going to get enabled. Well, it's going to get enabled. Yeah, the only time it's going to get enabled is if you're looking at your shit. So the refresh panel will happen because of that change we just did. The county heroes is this thing. It's going to destroy the thing. It's going to instantiate the hero list. And then if the child, what are we doing down here? If the child is 0, we just turn it off, which is that does, if there's no children in there, then it just is 0. That does need to happen. Let's try this again. Those changes we made may have solved this issue, actually. Now let's try this again. This song's great. This is the damned Eloise. All right. So we still have that same issue where it's not turning it back on. So this, we clicked on this one first and it turns that shit off. Are we turning off two different things? I think that's what's happening. Hero scroll view is turned off. Hero scroll view. Hero scroll view. That is set to true. Do we have something else somewhere on here that's turning this shit off? Where is this? Check for heroes. The fuck is this? We have like, what the fuck is that thing? I forgot that existed. Where is it? Where are we calling that thing? We have this happening like twice. We don't need that check for heroes crap at all, I don't think. It's we added some. I think I was trying to solve an issue, and this I do this a lot. I'm trying to solve an issue, and I just may add more code until there's like, 50 bools, and they're fighting with each other. Like the movement thing, I had 3 different bools. I think we got it down to 2. It's still not working though. What happens if we click the other one first? All right, so that check for heroes thing is not is just trash. Let's get rid of it. All right, so let's go back up to the top here. Maybe we're hitting something else. Maybe we're hitting some other spot. We have that getting. What is this? Confirm hero. Okay, that's. The fuck are we doing with this thing? We don't need this in 2 spots. We don't need either one of these. This one actually needs to be over with this other one. We haven't done it yet. This is like painful, but it's also kind of fun at the same time. I know I've said that before too. Cause like we've just took out like 50 lines of code. 50 lines of garbage code. And then we just saw the same variable on 2 different scripts and we got to get rid of it. We got to. Okay, so when we click on this thing, it should be turning that off. And this is the problem. We can fix that. I just saw the problem here. We're checking the wrong thing. Oh no, we're not. Let's double check here. Let's make sure that this is getting what we want it to get. Does this really need to be public? What the fuck? Why is this public? All right, so this has 1 in there, and then it has 0. So why is this not working? Oh, now it's 0. Wait. Let's do this. I think I know what this is. I think that this is not getting updated. Oh, I need a plus here. I knew I was missing a plus somewhere. I think that the child count, because it's open already, it's not it's gonna be 1. Yeah, that's what's happening. Yeah, it doesn't get updated because this is happening on enable. So it's enabled. I was trying to get it to turn itself off. Okay. Oh, earlier I looked and I was like, man, today's going slow with the time, how long I've been streaming. And then suddenly it jumped ahead 30 minutes. All right, I'm going to take a quick break and I will be right back. Let me throw my break timer if I can. All right, be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's turn on my music first. Once again, I wish you guys could hear this, but now it's on the Adam Ant. All right, so this isn't going to work because the child count, this happens on refresh. So, well, we'll leave that there for a second. Um, let's get this shit out of here then. And what we can do is when you select a county, let's see, it sets it active. It is turning it off first, though, so it should return it back on. And it should recheck. Why is it not turning it off when I select a new county? So let me think. It gets turned off and it gets turned back on. The panel's destroyed. It should get a new number here when you select a new county. I wonder why. Let's look at this again, and maybe I'll see what's going on. See, it was always getting the same regardless. So this should be 1 because it's generating 1 clone of the child of this thing. Then you click on here, this should be 0 because it has 0, and it is actually 0. So what is this? Let's look at this order. Maybe this order... You can do... No, that's not going to change anything. I feel like this is the wrong thing, but when I select it, it's the right thing. The wrong thing being the wrong... There's no kids. Maybe this doesn't get kids the way I think it does. Where are you, you piece of shit? Child count. Like what? Why would it be 1? We don't need these both in here. We can stop this. Why would it be 1 right now? It's 0. Maybe it like updates really slowly? No, that still wouldn't matter. Uh, Inactive game objects get included in the count. That's fine. Um, because destroying an object isn't the same operation as changing its parent. When you call destroy, the thing you're destroying isn't gone immediately. What you're suggesting... Okay, so that thing's still there? Well, okay. So the issue is this doesn't destroy it fast enough. I could have it wait a frame, but I don't like all these waiting frames if possible. So then what is the solution to that? The solution is, okay, so we changed this actually. This used to go through the whole county population. Now it's just checking that list. So what we could do is if is equal to 0, I don't need this shit anymore, then you just turn it off. That would solve that, I think. Well, we're about to find out. Because there's going to be there'll be nobody in there. Well, now we're back to that goddamn issue. See, it's there. It's just not getting activated. That's a different issue though. We'll tackle that next. Yeah, that works now. Okay, so what the fuck is going on? Why is this not getting turned back on? Is this one of those things where once it's been deactivated, you can't turn? No, because we're turning that back on. So let's look at this situation closer. Man, when we're done with this, we're going to have some much cleaner code, I hope. Okay, so that's off. We click to this. It generates the thing, but it doesn't turn hero scroll view back on, even though we have panel changes here has the county name. Are these other things getting turned on? They are. Let's put a little debug log in here. Scroll view should be turned on now. Not really now. In one split second. Yeah, I need to like reformat this computer. I'm constantly having to run SFC scan now because it's always finding issues. Wait. Now that list is okay. So what are we doing? Do we have this once again? Let's look for this. Maybe we have this in another spot. These were the things I said earlier we didn't need to be here. They don't need to be. Oh, we're not even using them anymore. So we'll just get them the fuck out of here temporarily. I don't think we want that there either. Okay, I see something going on here. Oh, what are we listening to now? Here's the problem. Typo negative. They have some pretty good songs, but some of them are just. Okay, here's the issue. We're interacting with two different things, and one of them is wrong. Um, which, yes, that sounds like that's the problem. All right, so let's think about this. This thing is getting turned on by what? We have two different things being turned on at two different times. This was that thing, I would say I mentioned this a while ago and then I it just okay, so this all right, this shouldn't be that big of a problem here, but we need to rename this so that this is not what we're doing. What is this fucking thing called? This is quite a long variable name, but I gotta name this shit what it really is here, and that's what that thing really is. So how do we know to turn this thing on? We're manually turning it on, but I'm thinking maybe we want to change how that works. We want to stick a script on it and say like, hey, if these things are true, then this turns on. Um, Instead of selecting it, let's see. If we select it, we select the county. We could do that actually. We could take this all off of the selection part, and that's probably a better idea. I think we can do that. Oh, except it can't turn itself on because we've tried that and that doesn't work. We'd want it to be here, and we need a new script. I think we can do this a better way. Do we already have one called like this big list button spawn info panel? No. I think there's a better way to do this whole thing. I know I'm rewriting all my code over and over again. Each time is better. I swear to God. Okay, this is a very long one. Um, okay. I don't know why I'm copying that. We don't. Okay. We're going to put this on here. And what we're going to do is we're going to control this whole thing without clicking on it. The clicking, I don't like the clicking thing. It's causing us all sorts of issues and we're having to be, I don't know. Okay, so this UI thing is going to need to know a couple of things. First off, it needs to know how to turn itself on. We're going to need a serialized field. Or not, sorry, not turn itself on. It's going to turn on that other thing. It's going to be the hero. This is a game object. Heroes and armies vertical group. It needs to know to turn that on. It needs to know another game object is going to be the hero scroll view. The other thing it's going to need to know is an army scroll view. These are all for the army scroll views for later, but we're going to be doing that soon enough. Okay, so what happens? We need to have this check. I mean, we can have it in update, and like if these things change, it just turns on. Maybe this is a dumb idea. Um, on this one, we can have. No, but this one's going to get turned on and off on its own. Maybe this is a dumb idea. Let me think about this some more. So my idea was we have this when this thing, we have it on here. And I guess I never saved this. We have this on here. We're still going to have to interact when we select. When we select, we actually might be able to use an event here. I think this actually might be the case for an event. If that's the case, we're going to need a public static. I think I haven't done an event in forever because I tried a bunch of times, then I failed. How are we going to do this? We would have the select county would subscribe to this event. No, this would subscribe to the event on select county. Is that where we had that other event? No, where was that event? I need to copy it. Select county. Oh, but how would we know which one? Because select county's on each. No, it's the other way around. Let's see, we click, yeah, we would invoke it from select county. We would do the event here, and this would be called, I don't know, check for heroes and armies. And then here, um, we would, this is what I need here. All right, you want a capital. Then over here, where was this? Where was this thing? Oh no, this is the other. So this invokes that. We need it the other way around. Okay, so that's not gonna work because we have that script on all of them, and it would need to subscribe to each one, and they're all different instances. That's a pain in the ass. I guess we could get components and we could subscribe to all of those, but there's gonna be 500, so there's gonna be subscribe to 500 of them. All right, that's not gonna work. I mean, we could do on enable. This thing checks. For heroes, and we're back to the same. We're like just going in circles here. Let's get rid of this. Let's start over. Don't save. We don't give a shit. UI. This thing. Get rid of it. I guess we have to do. I can't even remember what problem we were trying to solve. All right, so select county. I would really like it to turn itself on and off, but I guess we can't do that without having like a bool or something. And even then, we could put it in a. This is how we do it. Okay. This is how we do it. This will work. Maybe. Okay, we go back to this thing. Currently selected county. We're already having it do something here. If currently selected county is null, currently selected county turns off. That's fine. Then we have it check for. I just deleted that thing and I think we might need it back. If this isn't world map load, yeah. If, what did we call it? County heroes currently selected county dot name dot counts is greater than 0, all right, this is gonna work. It's coming, except that I think we need this. I think this actually needs to be in this else thing because we don't want that to happen if it becomes null. I think we want this to be in here. Then, all right. Getter setters are like the best thing I've ever learned about in C#. If you don't know how to use them, you should look them up. They're like the best things ever. Like my whole other game that I work on is all getter setters. Everything just is like you click on something and it fires off all this shit. Of course, it's broken and busted, but whatever. Okay, if it equals null, we turn off the county thing. If it's not null, if the value that's coming in is not null, it's going to look and it's going to see if it's greater than 0, then we need to turn on this thing. This thing needs to be set active. And if that is greater than 0, or oh, we don't have it made yet. We don't have a county armies thing made yet. Okay, that's fine. We'll leave it there. This needs to be set true, and then the hero scroll view needs to all right, we need to go into here actually, and we need to get rid of this. And are we using this anymore? We don't need that anymore either. We're not using that. And we don't need this shit anymore. We don't need any of this stuff. Hero prefab button. I don't know. Remember what that is. We might be using that, so we'll leave it. Okay, hero scroll view doesn't doesn't exist in this context. That's okay, because we're going to put it back over here. I want one of them instead of this fuck up that I just had. Public game object, heroes, scroll view. Okay, then we go back over to here and we say, oh, we do need that to put it over there. Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to call it parent hero list though. This needs to be game object. And this is going to be world. We just renamed this. Okay, back over to here. We might be able to get rid of that whole script, but then if we do that, we should probably break it into its. We should take it out of world map load because world map load is getting out of control. What the fuck was I just doing? Okay. So back to this. If it's greater than 0, we set it to active. Else, we set it to false. Whoops. I just hit Control L and did something. I wanted Control D, Control K. I don't know what Control L does, but delete line or something? Cut line? But then we're also going to, okay, so there's two things we can, well, we'll fix the other part. But I'm not going to remember. I'm not going to remember. So what we should actually do is we'll do this. We'll do this. We don't have it. We can't do it now. All right, I'll put a note in. Move the heroes and armies vertical group part to its own if when we add armies. All right, we had armies, but we took them all out. Okay, so if the heroes list is greater than 0, we set these two things as active. Now we go back to the select county thing and we go into panel changes. There's something else we need to do first though with this. Before, where was that? Hero map load or world map load. These both every time need to turn off. That every time this changes, this needs to turn off, and then it will go. God damn it! Then it will continue on with whatever it's doing. Like we need to turn that off every time it changes. So every time, or not even if it changes, every time you, well, it will be every time it changes. It needs to turn that shit off. Oh, but this is gonna fuck up our other thing. That's okay. We can fix the other thing right after this. The other thing being when you click on these that you don't own. Now we have a bug because I didn't put these things in here. I think we should turn this off, put this in its own um, own script probably. Yeah, we probably should put that in its own script. All right, so this is gonna get me fucked up. Okay, it's not fucked up. I think that's getting checked in a separate spot. But this now works. Brandon Nelson. Did we ever make this work? Guess we did. Kind of works. Clicking on it does nothing. Let's see what this I bet you it only happened once. Where is this at? Didn't I go through and add these token spawns already? I did. Whoops. Um Oh, we're back to the hero stacking part, so that might be a different thing that we haven't gotten to yet. Um, so let's look at that. We like solved one. I think we should take this other. Let's before we do that, let's fix. We have some stuff in here that I want to get. Yeah, like let's get rid of this. If we're having this checked somewhere else. Yeah, we're like double checking things here. Let's. I think I wrote this before I knew what getter setters were. And now I'm trying to like. Let's go. And all right, let's think about this. If the county heroes count is greater than that and they match, set that shit active. Else turn it off. Is that really gonna be that easy? No, it can't be that easy, right? We're gonna have like bugs and shit thrown at our face. Would you fucking come here? like I hate to cuss out Unity because it doesn't have feelings. Fucking Unity. No, no. Doesn't matter. Okay. We're doing. Oh, this is gonna loop itself though. Oh no, it won't. We can just put value in here. Um, that's lowercase, which is right because we're bringing in this lowercase stuff. Okay. One of these days, we're gonna get back to that bug list and we're gonna knock that shit out. I'm trying to be, I'm trying to be overly. What the fuck is this? Where are we at? UI canvas. That was that thing, and then I deleted it immediately. Let's just get it out of here. Hopefully, I have to like psych myself up for the next weekend. because I know myself well enough that if it seems challenging, too challenging, I'll just like stop and take a nap or something. Um, okay, so that. Oh wait, which one did I click on? I think I clicked right there. Um, that works. All right, so all of that bullshit that we went through has borne fruit. It has borne fruit. It's funny is I was expecting to deal with the issue whatever I made this title of this uh, thing. Serialized depth limit exceeded. I expected to work on that all day, for these 3 hours. But we solved that like in the first 10 seconds it went away. So we're gonna close this. We're gonna push. I'm calling it a day. I'm confident with my. I'm happy with what we've accomplished, even though it looks like we're still on token movement. I mean, we're trying to get back to that. Uh, to get back to moving the tokens. Basically, we got to stack them, and they move, but we got to stack them, and we're gonna add the armies. All right. Thank you for joining me. That's it for me for today. Have a good rest of your days. Existence. That's what I was gonna be saying from now on. Existence. All right. Thanks. Bye.